Yo guys, welcome back. PLAYER1 here. So today we're gonna go over CYPHER on Haven. We're gonna go over the attacker side and then the side. Just before I start, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also please make sure you follow me on Twitch where you can catch me live every day. Alright, so let's go in. So first we're going to talk about the trip placement on attack. So there's essentially 4 places where you can use the troops all the time. So the first one is going to be here overseas. So this one's going to be great for both like the flankers and also anyone pushing in from Ceylon. I think this one is really great if you don't know if your team's going to end up C. If you know that you guys are going to end up C, I'd recommend to use this one instead, where you'll see you'll get the info much more quicker if anyone's flanking than right here. Just make sure that you don't put it here so no one can be able to jump over it from the start part. Alright, now over towards A. There's this one which is really good. This one is going to prevent any people trying to flank from either window, grass, whatever. So anyone trying to flank A, this is the trick you need to use. Alright, and the second one is this one right here. But this one, you gotta use it just after the barrier goes down, because the barrier starts like right here at the start of the round. So as soon as the barrier goes down, you can put it down. Alright, so this is it for the trip placement. Now we're gonna talk how you should be defaulting as CYPHER. So essentially, what we see in pro play, and even I think CYPHER's kit is really the best to do that, is to take A lobby and AC wars by yourself. You can do it with a teammate, but with CYPHER, your kit allows you to do it pretty much safely, and I think it's really good. So you've got 2 ways to do it, actually. So the first one is, as soon as the barrier goes down, put this strip right here, throw your cage, wait for any recon landing on the wall, and bring the recon, and then cam in sewers and see if there's anyone pushing. So if you do this quickly, you'll be able to do this like, it's gonna look like this, right? So put down the trip, there you go, cage, build the recon, place down the cam, and then you can use this cage to actually creep your way in and see what. So you just tap your cam a couple times. Oh, you're not obligated to, but just watch on your cam if there's anyone. If there's not, you can start and taking the angles and maybe looking for a fight if you want to. But remember, as CYPHER and as the lurker, you definitely don't want to be the first one to die. So if you don't say anything super and you're taking these angles like this, you can start creeping up if you actually want to look for a fight to try to equalize if your team's down 1 member. But if you're still 5 men up, I'd recommend not to go by yourself to and by yourself. You can take back your cam. You have a second cage gonna fall back safely if you know there's an up or something, and you can fall back. But again, you can just be safely falling back by jiggling these angles. You don't have to cage, right? You can bank your cam in long, try to clear it as well. After your cage, you can walk in your cage and maybe just go in this little corner here. Sometimes, whenever you start doing this every round, people are not going to be respecting your cage sometimes, and you'll set a lot of Sova just going for the orb, and you can just punish them. As soon as they tap the orb, you swing it dead, right? So that's how you can get an entry pretty quickly with again, if you do it right away, just be aware of the spam. They might spam the cage, and you don't even have to go towards A, but just make sure you cage this every round. When I say every round, it's always situation, guys. But whenever you think the round needs this to be caged, it means that let's say, I don't know, your team is setting up for a slow split, either C or B or whatever. You're always better to cage this right away. Try to put on your cam. You can put your cam here as well. Just not beacon supers. Oh, I can't take it back. That's unlucky. I'll have to restart the round, but it's fine. We're gonna keep going without it. Alright, so the second take you can do, actually I'm gonna restart here.
I've dropped the spike. My ultimate is ready.
Okay, so this is the second way. Yeah, this is the second way you can take a lobby by yourself. It's pretty much the same thing, but it's a different game, right? So you're gonna, as soon as the round goes in, you're gonna you're gonna use this right here. You're gonna use the barrier, all right, and you're gonna jump up on the second flower, but just enough, just so that you then on the edge of it, all right. And you're gonna aim at this right away. So I'm gonna put down the barrier. So as soon as the barrier goes down, okay, prepare your aim. So you see there's a little black line right here. So you just aim in the middle of it, like in the middle of both this thing and both this. Jump and throw your cage. Alright? So you do this, pop the cage, and it's essentially it does the same thing as your other cage. You can aim a bit more to the left. I don't have the line up here, but something like this. You put down your trip again, do this, put your camp towards. You've essentially done the same thing. It's just that you've got a deeper cage, and it's a bit more safer to actually go up for like long here. So I think this is the best ways you can actually take A lobby by yourself. Again, it's just a matter of caging this right here to prevent any solo holder third say. So as soon as you cage this, it forces the people playing along to actually be aware of their skewers. This is how you do it. Okay? One more thing you can do if your team decides to split up C, end up C, you know, and you want to fake, you always want to fake the A lobby control, unless it's a force, I guess. But you can trip here for them. As I said, it's the best trip for if your team decides to end up C. And what you could do is just you let them do their split. You cage her like this.
Cage triggered.
Pop the cage. Use this right here, and you just ult run this. So as your team is splitting like C garage, C long, you might catch anyone trying to push A, or anyone trying to walk down mid, or anyone trying to out garage to clear grass. So if there's anyone pushing you, you can just ult like this, put the guy in the head, then you make sure that you value your life, so just don't die after getting a pick. So yeah, so let's say if you kill the A flanker, you can shoot him in the head. Just put if there's anyone peeking, if there's no one peeking, you can either decide to go through garage, you can decide to lurk through B, or go back long. They're all good plays, it just depends on the information that we've got. Alright, so this is it for like the A lobby control. Honestly, it's as simple as this. So you cage this and you do you there. What I can say as well is that you can use CYPHER as a big lurker on. So let's say your team decides to take A, you put this strip for them, so you don't have the strip. You cage this for them. You can go and place down your cam in sewers if you want. Okay, there's nothing sewers, that's good. But if your whole team's there, you don't have to cam, I guess. You could, what I would usually do is I would ask the jet to smoke this instead of you, right? Or again, if you want to really fake the fact that you've been the one defaulting this ground, you can quit. So cage this right away. You come here and you jump spot if there's anyone picking garage. Drop down your cam here and see if anyone's pushing. You're gonna hear your cam. Anyone playing garage is gonna hear your cam, so they'll know you're mid. So, but it's okay. It's okay. One fight is good. You can lurk up like this, and you can just decide to stay here if there's anyone pushing out garage or trying to flank A as your team's going A. And what you can do is actually just lurk A link while your team's taking A. If your team's getting like clean entries for the day, you'll be able to really walk in here. And so most of the not there's gonna be a guy just before the retake. As they're coordinating the retake, is gonna jiggle like this. It's gonna hold the flank, but you just wait. You just wait until they start coming in, and as soon as they start coming up, you just walk in and you try to get a flank on them right away. And you just ask your team to delay as much as they can, so that you can actually come in their back and kill them. Right? So it's pretty much how you can lurk with CYPHER towards B. Just make sure again, if your whole team is doing a 5-man push, if they need bodies, go with them because you don't want to be baiting them. But if it's really going well, if your duelists are on point and stuff, let them entry, let them force stack sites, and just like try and get some experience to work up either on B or on garage. So that's essentially what you can do as CYPHER on attack. Honestly, for the rest, it's gonna come. The more you play with CYPHER, the more natural it's gonna get, and the better you'll get as well. So, but honestly think the main part of what you should be is the
Here.
A lobby control. If you're able to do that with Cypher and Even, you'll be fine with that. So yeah. What I usually do if your team decides to, let's say your team decides to like fully run C, like do a pop C, you can either alert mid, like I just showed you guys. It's the same thing by the way. If your whole team decides to go C and to get clean entries and stuff, you can go late into garage, and just you can either play air, try to get try to pop a right around air, or you can just come up in the window and just wait until they start retaking. You hold like this, a little off angle, and as soon as they start retaking, you just come in and you try to go for the flank again. Alright? So you've got both B and garage to actually lurk, which is pretty fun with Cypher on this. So yeah. Also, if your team need bodies, you drop a trip for them and you keep your second trip for post plants. So let's say you guys are going up on C, you guys get a clean entry and stuff. What you can do is just you drop a trip right here. You can also like drop a cage right here as you go up. Perfect like this. So it's gonna cover a bit if anyone's trying to spam you guys garage. And this trip is just gonna cut anyone trying to retake right here, and just very annoying to get cut in stuff like this. And you can put one on CT spawn as well right here. This one's pretty good. It's gonna get anyone trying to wide swing kind of left. Because they might cage or smoke this, and they might go like this, and it's gonna get the guy swinging this, and your dude right here is gonna be able to really kill this guy. So again, this is pretty much what you can do with Cypher on Haven. There's not much, honestly. I don't think you can do a lot more things with him on other maps, but on Haven for attack, I think you've got. If you guys are able to do what I just shown you guys, you're gonna easily get towards Immortals and even. Alright, so we're gonna go over the defender side. So this is where it gets a bit harder for Cypher. So we're gonna get back our tip. Find me with my ADHD. Alright. So we're gonna talk about C first. Alright, so C is, and especially since the last patch, all these bugs are rollable, alright? So you gotta be really careful playing C by yourself. Honestly, I would say never try to hold on C by yourself if you know if there's a 5-man coming up. Honestly, just get out of this site. There's no way you're gonna handle it by yourself. So what you can do is have a beautiful C retake setup, which what I use is I drop a cage right here so that it covers this guy playing here trying to play for CT spawn, You're gonna have to play a bit more wider. So you guys will swing and it's gonna be wide in the open instead of being tucked here. And if there's no one, well, you come up with this cage right here.
Cage triggered.
Just throw 2 bullets maybe in this corner right here. You might catch a free kill right here. So yeah. So what the setup is essentially at the start of the round, you go on logs. Drop this cam right here. Alright, so it allows you to see everything on site and as well as garage. If the round, let's say you guys got 2 picks right there, you guys decide to play C retake, you can pop your cam and you can cover both garage and C along with your cam. Because if anyone tries to walk in garage, you're gonna see their feet, right? So you see their feet, that's perfect. So you're covering both C and garage, so you can make your team lean towards B or A. And that's really good actually, because what you can do is that you can play here by yourself. You're just like you're sitting on your cam, you have both garage and C, you're all good, and the rest of your team is towards A, and one's probably like jiggling towards B, either from C or A lane. Alright? There's that. Okay, so you've put down the cam right here, a cage right here, a cage right here as well. You can have this beautiful trip right here. So what this trip's gonna do is if there's anyone swinging backside towards spawn, you'll catch them. You'll catch them right away. So let's say you're sitting on your cam, right? You're not sitting on your cam. Let's say it's 5v5. You're just playing fake, or you can garage window, whatever. You're playing outside, but you see them coming in. You can play like right here, this off angle right here, and as soon as someone hits your trip, you just swing into him and kill him and just corner. Right? And you wait for your team. As soon as your team comes in, you tell them that you've got cages for retake, and you ask your Omen to flash the whole default. You have Omen is gonna flash this whole lane right here, and and as you guys come out, you pop the cam, you tag anyone coming here. You can ping on where they are as well. Call them to your team. They're gonna sit on their minimap as well, and you pop both cages as you guys come out, right? This cage, maybe 2 bullets into this cage, and you just follow your team and make sure the space. Alright, so this strip right here is to catch a little free kill. What you can do as well is that you can prevent anyone from coming up here with the C retake setup with this strip right here. Again, you don't mind if there's anyone coming up garage. It doesn't matter. You guys are playing C retake as long as you have window, the window door covered. You guys are fine because garage is gonna be open and as well. So while your team is aggressing either A or mid, you've got this setup for yourself. So this is a little C retake setup. I like it very much. If you want to anchor C again, it's going to be very hard, like I'm saying. But you can use both these cages right here. You can use a strip right here. You can use the strip right in front, the same one, but you use it in front. It's going to catch anyone, any jet trying to
plant the spike.
Dash here, or anyone swinging you logs. You're going to catch them hard. So as you see them, you can have this cam right here instead. What I usually do is whenever I anchor, if I anchor the site, I put the cam a bit more to the left here, so it doesn't get broken by anyone coming up. Just harder to see. If the guy comes out long C, he's not gonna see the cam right here. It's gonna be really tough, so he's not gonna clear it. If you sit on your cam, you might also see someone coming up garage. It's all good. You're playing either like backside, back plat or backside, and wait for the recon. As soon as the recon shows up, you shoot the recon, pop the cage, you see what's going on. You can pop the cam. Then you pop your cages and you hope and you cross your finger that someone's into your trips. If anyone swing into your trips, that's perfect. Those are free kills for you. Right? And you just try to get some kill right here, and please do not white swing this. Do not do this unless you're really confident in yourself. But what you can do is just stay alive backside. You stay alive right here. This is good for you. You can get 1 air and 1 air, so that's 2 kills, or just only 1. If you stay alive, it's gonna allow your teammate to actually help you right here. So he's probably gonna get smoked out, but if he sees that your cages are up, he's gonna come out and help you. That's what he should do, right? And you can use this cage right here to actually play over. So those are a really good cage for assisting both yourself and both your team who's trying to get in and help you. Right? So this is for C. There's a beautiful garage setup that I like to do as well. Let me show you. So at the start of the round, you would trip B or C, whatever. You can play C retake again. You play C retake. Your second trip on your C retake, by the way, I would usually put it here all the time so you can get the info. Right? And so both these trips on the setup I just showed you with this cage right here and this cage right here. So this is your C retake setup, alright boys? Alright, so one more.
Cage triggered.
So let's say you play C retake again, but you decide to play garage instead. So you can put this strip right here, no one plays on C. What I will do is as soon as the round starts, I will drop this cam right here, blow a cage as well, and play like this. You can have your second trip. You can put it at the start of the round right here. Okay, so it's gonna catch anyone trying to come in, and you might catch, like, if you get smoked out here, there's a little chance I was gonna get caught in this one, but I wouldn't count on it because usually this is like the most popular trip on Avon. So usually it's just gonna get Sova darted, or just someone's just gonna. But if you're sitting on your cam, just sit on your cam. You have your C trip, so you're good. You know no one's up C. You have garage. As soon as you see someone walking garage again, you can tag him. He's gonna turn back for the cam. You can swing and kill him, or you can pop your cage and then. I would tell you to always pop your cage before, but you don't have to. You don't have to have the cage. Just that be aware that if you white swing too much, you're gonna. So yeah. So and as soon as you see someone coming in, you can tag the guy and just swing on him. Pop the cage.
Cage triggered.
Right, and you can have an Omen playing right here. Okay, so it's a really good thing. So Omen's gonna use his smoke right here for himself, and he's just gonna jiggle like this, but he's ready to just turn back and flash the whole garage for you. So let's say you see 2 coming in, You ping, you tell your Omen that there's soon garage. He flashes for you, and then you swing 2 guy that's fully blinded, and that is pretty good as well. Now we're gonna talk over B, so I'm gonna go over a B setup, which I like a lot as well. So this B setup, essentially what you do is that you're gonna be sitting backside, right? You're gonna be sitting backside like this, and what you're gonna do is that you're gonna open, cross your finger that they're coming B, and it's working, right? So what the setup is that you're gonna use a cage right here, use a cage right here, and a trip right here. You use this trip right here. You use a trip right here as well. And you've got this cages right here. And you've got the second cage right here. Okay, so what my lineup is this little white triangle right here, just above it. So around this area right here, I just throw my cam. So, and you put your cam on top of this. Okay, so this is your setup, both trips, both cages as well. All you gotta do is you hide backside like this, and you can see anything that's coming up into B, right? So you're basically playing B by yourself. The only problem I see with this setup is that you can only do it if your team is aggro. If your team decides to like solo hold A with an offer from C or from long, or one's aggressing C, because both trips are used, both cages are used, your camera is also used on the side, so you've got all the sentinel utility kit on B, and that's bad. But again, sometimes it's really fun to do in rank where you can actually do stuff from this. So let's say there's a big take coming in. What you do is you don't have to tag anyone. You just let them come in. You hope that they hit your trip, okay? And then you just pop the cages right here. And most often than not, what they're gonna do is the predators are gonna swing left or right, and one's gonna get caught in your trip. As soon as someone gets caught in your trip, pop the cage, and you can swing right here, and you can try to get the kill. The only problem, maybe this strip right here, what you could do is just use it on this. You can't really use. Oh, you can. Sometimes I'd use it here, and sometimes I'd use it here. It's honestly, it's up to you. But if you use it here, what's really fun is there's no one that can be. You can only cover like. You only have to worry about right side. So you don't even have to look left if your cam is broken. So as long as this strip is up, no one's on your left. So you only have right side to cover, right? Alright, so we're gonna go over A. So A is a pretty complicated towards the actually. Because the site is a bit more tricky and gimmicky to defend. I'm gonna talk about an aggressive cam over A, and I'm gonna talk about one over C as well. So the first thing you can do with CYPHER, whenever they don't like to go A, is you can solo hold the side with this here. So if they don't cage this, again, what I showed you earlier in the video is that if there's any CYPHER cages right here, you can't do shit because they can be in your sewers now. They just broke your contact, right? Just broke your choke spot, right? So as soon as the other teams start doing this right here, this cam is going to be useless unless you want to have long control, like long information with this. But I would usually keep my cam if the other does that. So aggressive cam on A, you put it there. If there's no one, well, you get all the info and you can tell your team, yo guys, there's nothing A, you can lean towards B or either C. So yeah, so this is an aggressive cam on A that you can do. And there's also one on C, which I forgot to do earlier. So what you do is, as soon as the round start, you just come here, you wait, and you put this cam right here on the edge of this little roof. And you can see the whole C, you can see if there's anyone coming off C, and if there's no one, that's perfect. You keep a trip with you in garage, you can play like this, have a cage right here, and you just tap your cam from time to time, and you just defend garage like this. As soon as someone breaks your trips, you can pop the cage and try to defend, right? And as soon as you get one, you just get off. You just get off site, alright? Or you get off garage. You might get two as well, you might get one, or you might get none, but most of them than not, you'll get one. You're gonna be good for one. And this camera is just gonna enable you again, just make your team lean somewhere else. And yeah. You can have like your second trip. on B, just to help your team again. So those would be 2 good trips with the aggressive cam on C. Alright, back to A. So how I would usually like anchor the site. It's really hard to defend any site on even by yourself because there's so much shit that's gonna get thrown at you, especially like Omen Flash, Rain of Flashes, Sova Darts as well. There's just so much thing that it's really hard for you to actually defend by yourself. But here's one of my setup that I usually find successful. I would usually trip this right here. So just make sure that no one can come up like on the right. Just make sure that what I'm saying is don't put it like this because someone can just walk behind it just like this and wider. And you want to prevent that. You want to prevent that, alright? So put it like this. And what I usually do is add a second trip right here. So what it does that you can both for left side you might get 2 free kills, right? You're gonna use both your cages. I would use one here and one here as well. And where I would use the I would use my cam right here. Alright, okay guys? So at the start of the round I would just come up here, jump down, just put this cam right here. And I will see everything, okay? So you use this cam right here. You sit either like on the closed wall up here because you don't want to be open from someone breaking this and then clearing this, okay? So you need to be a bit more, need to be aware of this. What I usually do is I would play, honestly I just play in the middle right here. Okay, just to prevent anyone going left on me like this. And as soon as someone is, as soon as there's some presence, I would pop this cage right here. Okay, so with this cage what you can do is you can fall back into heaven to safely hide yourself from any Sova darts. And if there's anyone swinging your cages, you're gonna kill them, alright? And as soon as your second cage goes, down, your first cage, you pop your second as well. And you can play around with your cam, see if there's anyone swinging you on the left. If there's anyone swinging you on the left, you're gonna get caught in your trips and you might get some. If you see people coming on the right here, I would usually not even fight them. I just stick right here. I see them coming in. It's fine, and I just keep holding this thing. And I just hope that I get 1 or 2. Okay. But again, CYPHER, I'd say any character, any agent is pretty hard to enter a site by yourself. I think KJ does it better by yourself. You can have a player in long, which I think is pretty cool. So what you could do is just use this cam right here, okay? Oh my god. Put this cam right here, just let anyone go in sewers, and as soon as the round starts, you put your trip right here, and a cage right here, okay? So you just do this like this, and you would usually have a Phoenix crossing here right away, any duelist. As soon as someone hits your trips, if he hits the trip, you pop the cage and you shoot him through the cage. But if they just shoot the trip, you just play here, you're on your cam with your duelist right here, and as soon as they shoot the trip, you guys throw a flash and you guys pick together, okay? So what's good is a Phoenix right here, just throwing a curveball on the left right here, and it's just gonna blind everyone, and you guys are gonna get maybe 1 or 2. And as soon as this is done, pop the cage and you guys start falling back, and you have also your cam for sewer to safely fall back from. Your second cage, you could use it right here again, because if there's anyone coming up sewers, you'll want to run backside, and you want to prevent this angle right here, so that it doesn't catch you falling back. So yeah, so it's a setting you can do. There's also a really good setup you can. I'll show you also under the trip. So I said whenever I was anchoring, I'd use both these trips right here, but sometimes I would ditch this trip. And I would use this one instead. You put it here, and it's gonna hit anyone going on the right for you. So you'd have again these same cages right here. And what you would do is that since that you don't have the info that they're coming up here right away, I would usually use the camera here. Actually, use it maybe even. You can use like this. You can use it like this. So you stand in the same place. You're gonna see anyone coming up. You won't get broken from long, you'll see anyone coming up. As soon as there's anything, you put the first cage on your left, and you fall back here. So you might get a free kill in your trip right here, and if there's too much, you pop your second cage and you can play in, and there might be someone that gets got in this as well, and you get the second kill. There's another setup that you can do. You're gonna be sitting Evan and try to get some free kills by spamming people into your trips or through a one-way. So you can have all these trips that you want. It doesn't matter. Put the one that you want. Put the one that you find the more successful. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. Honestly, there's a couple you can do. But just make sure that you can use them. Right? So what you can do is you can sit Evan and wait for the enemy team to smoke for you, and if they smoke for you, that's perfect. All right. You'll use this cam right away as soon as the round starts to actually have a really good retake cam. But your goal is to sit Evan, not die, and try to get some free. Okay. So the old A, whatever your trips are gonna be, is gonna be a death trap. All right. So you're gonna kill anyone coming in, getting caught into your trip, and you also have this one. To stick to the wall right here. See this little gray bar thing, and then what I usually do is I aim just to the left of it, okay? Just like this. I just the metal bar like this, just to the left. And you're gonna get a one-way. So this one-way allows you to see anyone long, and they don't see you. It's the biggest one-way I think in Haven for CYPHER. There's no way they're gonna see you, and you see them perfectly. So you might get a lot of kills here along with that. And your second cage, you can use it right here as well. So that after this one ways, after all your kills in the trips, or as soon as your things start retaking, you pop your cam, you spin them, you see them, you try to tag one, you pop this cage, and you can jump on the box right here, clear draft first, and then you can drop and try to clear L. But your team is gonna help you. They're gonna come out CT, and that's pretty much how you can read it. So yeah. So honestly, I think this is it for the CYPHER guide on Haven. There's a lot of things you can do again. Oh, here's another setup you can do. Actually, a really quick one. It's the same thing. So you have this strip right here in long. You're gonna use a cage right here. You're gonna use, as soon as the barrier goes down, you put this cam right here. Bam. Your cage right here, and you sit on your cam. And as soon as someone starts walking up, you wait until they're kind of committed, and as soon as they're here, you tag them with the cam, pop your cage, and swing them. You're gonna catch one, pretty much. And if there's anyone coming up long on you, you're gonna have a trip, and you can safely fall back, put your second cage here, and just go hide spawn and just. So this is it for the CYPHER guide. Honestly, it's a pretty fun agent to play on Haven. The only thing that you gotta realize is that he is not as strong for holding solo anchoring side as he is on other map like Ascent or. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the guide. I'll see you on stream, guys, and I'll see you. Peace out.